Good, man. How's everything going?
Yeah,
working hard.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1.
Big Boys Neighborhood, beautiful day in the neighborhood. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the neighborhood. Chris Estrada, welcome, my brethren.
Man, nice to be here.
Is this our first sit down?
My second time here. The first time I came here, I just came here to chill. I came here with Frankie Quinones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? And excuse me for even bringing that up because I remember when Frankie came in, I was like, man, is Chris coming in? He was like, nah, I'd rather not. Yeah, man. Because we were, dude, do y'all remember that?
Yeah.
See, you got to have a crew that says, yeah.
Hell yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on with that, man.
I knew. They told me Big Boys, his plan is divide and conquer.
Yeah. Oh, you found that out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's how I got him away from his people and him. And he used to have another homie I was jealous of. I was just like, man, hey, come work with me.
I was jealous.
Yeah.
I saw it on the door. It says divide and conquer.
Yeah, man. Do not let your friend. You saw Eric Blake try to come in with you. You saw what I did. I was like, nah,
you got
bro.
him out of here.
And I was like, nah, not at all, man. How did you start into comedy, man?
Man, you know what's crazy? I started about 11 years ago. I was 30 when I started.
Hey, man, you hear people, as they say
30.
now, so many people say, you know, what's that, cutting their teeth? You know, but they go in a lot earlier, or they hitting. That's a lot of life.
I felt like an old man because when I started, I was like around like anywhere from like 19 to 22, 23-year-olds were like starting when I started, you know?
Right.
So I felt like an old man because I had a bunch of regular ass jobs and, you know,
what regular jobs did you? Hey, bro, were you a valet person?
I was a valet person at the Beverly Hilton. I was a valet person for a private company that did parties everywhere.
Hey, man, were you one of the valets that got to run? You know how they do them private parties? You got to run and go get somebody's car?
Yep,
I was like, man, you got to wait, bro, because I'm not running to get your car.
That was me.
Hey,
So
man, you know what's crazy? That you will hand your keys, Chris, to anyone now.
Yep.
And you don't know who you handed your keys to.
They're probably off with your whip somewhere.
Yeah,
like, you know?
man.
Yeah.
Hey, what about now that you've been in the valet game?
Yeah.
Is it different when you hand your key to someone?
Dog, I don't valet.
You don't?
I don't valet.
Oh, no.
Unless I have to.
That's not good, bro.
But you know what it is? I feel like I'm being cheap. That's why.
Nah, I think you're on the inside.
I know something.
Yeah, that's why when people work somewhere, they be like, "Nah, I don't eat there."
Nah.
Like, well, tell me what it is. Like, man, I'll never go into a KFC. I don't. Yeah, because they know something.
When I became a valet, I took an oath, and that oath was to not talk to regular ass people about what we do in these cars.
Oh, it's like a valet anatomy. Yeah, like Illuminati's valet anatomy.
But it's
cold.
Can I ask you just a few questions about that though?
Yeah, hit me.
Have you ever readjusted someone's seat?
Oh yeah, you have to.
Oh my God, dude, that kills me sometimes.
You have to.
Because I'm like 6'1", right?
Yeah, you have to.
So sometimes I get in the car, I'm like, oh yeah, they've been adjusting. Have you ever rolled out and used somebody's car to go like pick up lunch, dinner? If not you, have you heard about that?
Oh, I've heard about it. Yeah.
Go make a quick run.
Yep.
What about people really going into your glove or your little change thing?
That I haven't.
You haven't? Not you.
No, not me. Not me.
But you've done the food run in somebody's car?
No.
Oh, okay.
I haven't done the food run, but I went around the block in someone's car. Because it was that nice.
Right.
You know, it was that nice.
Hey, man, but that's very human too, though, Chris, because I know I would be in there.
Yeah.
Because I'm the person also, well, I'm not the person, but I know a person.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You happen to know someone.
Happen to know someone that will go into, like, if I'm at somebody's house and I'm in their restroom or this person, they would look into your medicine cabinet.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. There's just some people that's curious. I don't know if I was a valet person, would I look and especially if I'm a valet person and Steve Harvey or somebody famous
of course.
I'm looking in their car.
Yeah, you got
You know what I'm saying?
They got in here.
Yeah, I'm looking in their car, bro. You know, and then also I'm looking like, man, he's not gonna miss his $25.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, oh, he don't have full coverage?
Right. Also, you all in the glove, like, man, this dude, Mercury Insurance.
Mercury Insurance. All right, that's kind of bootleg to me, but
Adriana's insurance.
Adriana's like, man, Steve is just like us.
I go, damn, my dude couldn't do Allstate?
Right, like, man, Drake ain't messing with him. You know? Hey, man, how long did you do the valet thing?
I did the valet thing for a few years, and then I worked several different jobs. I was like a janitor at one point. I worked at warehouses. One time I worked at an animal hospital for a few years, cleaning up dog dookie.
Damn. all
It was
that
rough.
tuition into the school of life and experience, man.
Yep, all
What
of it.
made you at 30 say, you know, because life is already going on, what made you at 30 say, man, I'm going to pick
it's
up a
crazy.
mic?
I used to have like, before stand-up comedy, I used to work like 3 jobs, like all the time. I always had like 2 or 3 jobs. I always had like 2 or 3 jobs to pay me what one good job would pay me.
Right.
You know, I was that kind of dude. And then I lost a job, and then I had a girlfriend break up with me, and then my nights were free. And then I was like, damn,
what am I going to do?
What am I going to do? And then I said, man, I've always wanted to do stand-up, and I wanted to write for TV.
Right.
And I said, you know what? I'm gonna try the stand-up.
So
thing.
you were always creative too, like even with the writing, and we see what's going on now. That was always in, but life made you like I gotta do life
you know,
too.
I didn't go to college. I got, you know, I was like, I went to community college. I got kicked out of 3 community colleges all around
Hey, dude,
LA.
hold on, I'm gonna stop you there because community colleges, they really just want you to pay.
Yeah.
How in the hell do you get kicked out of a community college? Because some community
I
colleges
failed
don't even
math
know you
at
exist.
every college.
Oh.
Yeah. So I failed math at West LA College.
Hey, I went to West LA City
went to
College.
West LA?
Hell yeah, man. Yes.
I got kicked out of Southwest City College.
Damn.
Yeah. I got kicked
math?
out for math, my man.
Let me tell you what's crazy about math. Math is either right or wrong.
Yeah.
That's the one thing you can't say how I arrived at that answer.
Yeah, there's no in between.
Yeah, you can't say,
Yeah.
well, I got there because, or culturally because, or what I
Yeah.
feel it.
That's
It's just either
true.
right or wrong. And it could be
Yeah.
one little thing that throw you off.
You get kind of BS a little with English.
Right,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like in an essay.
Like, yeah, how I got there and, you know, write a little
like
bit
the
more.
teacher could read your essay and be like, this is technically bad, but you got a lot of heart.
Yeah, you know, for even turning this in.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to give you a C.
So, Chris, a city college says you can't come back?
I can't. Yeah, when you fail math, remedial math too much, they go,
Damn,
you're
dog.
out.
My
You're
man
out.
said remedial.
remedial.
Hey, dude, that's when you start just walking down the street, kicking the can with your hands in your pocket like, man, what am I going to do?
That's when you get a job at an animal hospital picking
Yeah.
up dog dookie.
Hey, man. So you lose one of the jobs or one of the jobs stop.
One of the jobs stopped.
The girl breaks up with you
Girl
and you
breaks
say,
up
man,
with
let me
me.
just go try comedy.
I said, man, I've been wanting to do this thing. And I was kind of writing on my own in secret, like writing scripts and stuff like that.
Were you writing any like prepared material? Like what could have been considered, I'm working on some minutes?
A little bit, yeah.
Right, okay.
Like right before, like a month before I did my first open mic, I started writing jokes.
Damn.
But before that, I was writing like TV scripts.
Right,
Like for
right.
myself and trying to learn the game, you know. I would like go buy a book on writing TV.
What was the intrigue in that?
I just always loved TV
Yeah,
and
man.
film. Always. I love TV and film.
That's-
You know.
The
just
full
love those
circle is
shows.
crazy, huh?
Yeah, so bought a book. I was kind of teaching myself. I found out about these programs like you could apply to like fellowship programs that
Right.
the studios do. Never got in one, but then I said, I'm gonna try stand up. And then I said, because I always loved it. I was just a little too embarrassed to try it.
Yeah.
And then
That's a scary world. That's a solo
yeah.
world too.
yeah, it's solo dolo.
Yeah, man, and also, Chris, that's one of those worlds where it's like you could be funny on the block and funny with the homies,
Yeah.
and bounce off of each other. But
Yeah.
when you get up there and it's mic, and especially open mic night, it's brutal.
Yeah.
It's not like you got the name. It's just like people already like, all right.
And the way I was kind of funny was like, it also was a little intimidating because I wasn't like a class clown funny. I was
Right.
more like slick, like say something slick when somebody leaves to my friends funny. You know, I was like, that's kind of a bit of a smart ass funny,
Right.
like that kind of way. You
Oh
know?
yeah, to talk behind your back funny. Huh?
Yeah, I was like,
He probably
slick.
got old jokes about me when I was 500 pounds.
come on.
Hey, look at this fat bastard here.
Hey,
Oh,
I
here's-
saw
he's
the
coming.
billboards.
Yeah. That's what he said. He was like, man, if this dude could be successful, I'm writing a script.
I said, oh.
Yeah, I was motivation, didn't even know I was motivation to you. So what was it like when you start first going in and hitting those open mics?
You know, when I first did the first one, I did okay.
Right.
I did all right. I didn't kill. I didn't bomb. I just did fine.
So that brought you back.
And then I said, you know what? All right, this didn't hurt. And then I can go back and do it again. And then, like, I think the third or fourth time I did it, I took a fat L.
Really?
I
Yeah, they say you
you know
got
what?
to, huh?
Damn.
I did this open mic that they used to do in Lemert Park at this
Ooh.
place called Maverick Flats.
Yeah, I remember Maverick
Yeah.
Flats.
They had they used to do a key shake. Like it was kind of like their version of tap out. So whenever
Oh,
they were
no.
done, they would all shake their keys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now everybody got these little push button keys. You're like, I'm standing on stage.
Yeah.
So you would hear, you know how like the Apollo, you hear,
Yeah.
and the Sandman would come out.
Yep.
Or you hear the
It
booze,
was
so
that.
they would shake
Or
the keys.
Shake the keys or tap the table. And then like I remember I got to like
and then get louder.
yeah.
Oh, man.
that was that. I took a fat L, but I think
At Maverick Flats, was it an
Maverick Flats.
all-black crowd that night? Or,
all
oh,
black
man.
crowd. Yeah, all black crowd.
Man.
Yeah,
He started off, you know what I don't like about you
Yeah.
black people?
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
yeah. I said I got opinions. I said,
But what gets you-
they hit, somebody called me La Bamba from state. From,
See what I'm saying?
Somebody yelled La
Make us laugh, La
Bamba.
Bamba.
Yep.
You're like, he's not even Mexican.
Yeah. They called
Lou
me-
Diamond Phillips.
Yeah, they call me La Bamba from
Right.
the stage. Yeah.
Oh, man,
Oh,
that's
my
probably a
God.
term of endearment. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, Whoopi Goldberg. You probably threw it back like, hey, wait. Oh, y'all can throw it at me, but I can't throw nothing back? Wow, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hey, man, but it gets you right back on stage, or do you take
Yeah.
a step back?
Yeah, no, it got me back on because after it was done, I was like, damn, that hurt. But all right,
Yeah.
let me get
But
back
you
up.
know that now.
Yeah, you know that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, like, I think to me, I don't trust any comic that kills all the time.
Right.
Like, because you're not taking chances. Like, sometimes
Right.
you got to take a fat L.
Because
You know
I
what I
ask
mean?
people
Like,
sometimes, man, like, do you remember bombing? And I don't know who it was,
Yeah.
but we had someone in the neighborhood not too long ago, and it was like,
Yeah.
I've never bombed. And I was like, dude, I've never heard that.
Yeah.
I've
I mean,
never-
God bless them. Maybe it's true, but I feel like you got to bomb
Right.
to even get better. Like, I've heard people, you know, when I first started, I used to go kick it at the Comedy Store, like, on a Wednesday night.
Right, right.
And I used to watch people, like, you know, big comics go up there and kill. And I remember one time I saw this one comic, he went up there and bombed. And then I went back the following Wednesday, and he went up with the same material, but I could tell he changed a few things.
Right.
And he killed.
Yeah.
So I said, oh, bombing is just part of the process.
Right,
Like,
and-
it never, you know, you're going to bomb early on. There'll be times when you bomb when you're like you're a G and you're like 20 years in. It still
Yeah.
happens.
And you got to know how to, and sometimes you don't even know that people working that material
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you'll see people say, "Man, I'm just working out some new material."
Yeah.
You know, but now with these devices
Oh,
too,
man,
Jesus
instant.
Christ.
Yeah. I know.
Like man, you can't even work out new material now.
Yeah, I see. The other day I was doing a show at a brewery in San Fernando,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody was recording, and I said, "Oh, you're wasting your time recording this because I'm doing new jokes.
Right,
so like,
right.
this is not gonna go."
They're like, these
great."
are the ones that's gonna go viral. Once I throw this beer at you. Hey man, is it different now with everybody recording though? Because you know you got the Dave Chappelle's,
Yeah.
the Kevin Hart's, the people that's like those guys
Yeah.
that can say, oh, you got to slip your phone into this,
Yeah.
you know, into this sleeve.
Yeah.
How do you feel about when you look out as people are recording?
You know, I feel like people just record and take photos and never do
Anyway,
anything with
yeah.
it. They never do anything with it anyways, and I just go like with Kevin Hart and like Chappelle and people like that, like a Joe Rogan. I feel like I get it because I'm like those cats are so big. Like
Right.
they got specials coming out
Yeah,
like
man.
on Netflix, on
Yeah.
other things, and like you kind of have to keep that material a little secret to like let it pop big when it does. But I don't know, at my level I'm like, cool, you're recording, but
Right,
like
yeah.
what are you gonna do with
Right,
it? You're gonna
yeah.
put it up?
And then what, you gonna sit down and just watch it? Sometimes I'm
Yeah.
at concerts, right? And I see
Yeah.
people like,
Yep.
and I'm like, are you gonna really watch that?
Yeah. Yep.
Like I don't know where that seizure came from. Like,
Yeah.
dude, you was watching your video back like this.
Yeah, I always feel like, man, don't record me. Record somebody doing some dirty stuff. Like,
Right,
record
right.
cops beating
Right,
someone
yeah.
up.
Like there's other things you can record.
Yeah, there's
like you over here recording mine and somebody getting choked out over
Yeah.
here. You know what I'm saying? You're the one that would have missed the Trump shot.
Yep.
Like,
Yes.
yeah. You had one job. You had
Yeah.
one job. Where does your material come from? Where does the comedy come from, Chris?
You know, when I first started, a lot of it came from literally from like growing up where I grew up and my family and stuff like that. Because I heard this comic I really like named Colin Quinn.
Oh yeah.
He grew up, when he said, he goes, make jokes about your neighborhood and your life because then nobody can take that away from you.
Gotcha.
And then I was he was from New York, but I said, maybe I'll apply that to LA. Like, I'll make jokes about the block I grew up on. And, you know, like, I used to make jokes about, like, that kind of stuff. Now, I've kind of strayed away from that stuff, and I made it more
Right.
observational. I still joke about my life, but, like,
Gotcha.
I don't know that I joke about my neighborhood and my family as much as I
And you
used
grew
to.
up where?
I grew up in Englewood. Yep.
Damn. Did you
Grew
go?
up in
What schools
Englewood.
did you go to in Englewood?
I went to Englewood High School.
Really,
Yeah,
though.
Englewood High
Hello.
School. Yeah.
What
cool.
about middle school?
Middle school? Where did I go? La Tijera.
Really? Hey, man, it's
Yeah.
crazy that there's so much talent that comes from either Englewood, the West Coast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, those
And-
cities, man, we get it popping, like Englewood, South Central, Compton, you know, all
and
these
everything
neighborhoods,
is
like
just so
Long Beach.
and it's closer.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and were you in Englewood your whole life?
Englewood my whole life. You know, I was telling my lady this, that I was joking with her, and this is true. I always say, I know I went to a hood high school because I had one of my teachers in high school later had a verse on Chronic 2001.
That's when you know.
That's what he had a real verse. I had my teacher. My geography teacher was a rapper. Defari.
No.
Yeah.
Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson. He used to roll with Liquid Crew.
Yeah.
Yes, bro, what you talking about?
Defari. Hey,
yeah.
what up, man?
Yeah, his first album,
That's
Focus Daily.
hilarious.
Focus Daily.
like
That was my
Defari.
teacher.
Hey, man, that's when you like, man, I want to be such and Defari's like, me too. But that's me, man.
Man,
Like,
I've never seen him since, but shout out to that dude, man.
I run into Defari a little
Yeah.
bit, but such a good dude too.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
remember Slumpy,
Yeah.
the song Defari?
Hey man,
Yeah.
Defari was a beast, but
That
the
was my
same-
teacher.
The same thing with D Smoke.
Yeah.
D Smoke from Englewood,
Yeah.
teacher, bilingual. Like, yeah, man,
Yeah.
we all got dreams.
So what was crazy is when we were in high school, Defari, he was Mr. Johnson.
Yeah,
how
that's
I know him,
crazy,
Mr.
right?
Johnson. Mr. Johnson.
Oh my God.
He would be like talking to us, and then he would be like, "You guys know I'm a rapper?" And we'd all be like, "What?" And he goes,
Yeah.
"Yeah." And then one time he brought in tapes, and he was like, "Oh, check me out. This is a crew I'm with, Dilated People."
Oh yeah, bro.
And then he like gave us tapes with like Exhibit and the
Oh
Alcoholics
yeah.
and all that.
Defari is real to the game, man.
And he was so cool. One of the
Yeah.
coolest ass teachers. Just cool as hell.
Hey man, does Defari or Mr. Johnson, does he know who you are now?
I don't know, man. I follow him on Twitter. but
Yeah.
That's my dude, man.
Yo, is this Defari?
This is he.
Defari, it's Big Boy.
What's up, good bro?
Hey man, I am literally in the middle of an interview right now, man, with a very hell of a comedian by the name of Chris Estrada. He's doing my show and everything, bro.
This fool.
He got this fool on Hulu, like going. Do you know that you were his teacher? He keep calling you Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, my geography teacher.
He said you were his geography teacher, bro.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, man, at Englewood.
At
Yeah.
Englewood, yep. That's my teacher.
And he was like, man, he said, I knew I went to a hood school when I found out one of my teachers was on Chronic 2001. And I was like, Defari? And he was like, yeah. And every time well, he can't even say Defari. He keeps saying Mr. Johnson. That's crazy. But no, he was just talking about the whole Liquid Crew and everything, man.
gosh.
Dilated.
His
Like,
album Focus Daily.
yeah, the album Focus Daily, bro. So I was like, man, let me call Mr. I almost called, you know. I was like, dude, let me call Defari. But yeah, in the hip hop game,
Yeah.
Defari's fucking legendary for it.
Legend.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Legend.
man. Believe that, bro. So I'm going to finish up with Chris, man. But when he said your name, I had to tap in with you.
Oh man, that's amazing, man.
Oh,
Tell
my
him, man,
God.
that I am so proud for him, man.
Yeah.
And look at God.
Yeah,
Oh,
man. He's
Amazing,
listening to you
dude.
right now.
God, what a trip.
All right, Defari, we're going to catch up with you, my brother.
All right, man. Y'all have a blessed day, man.
My brother. That's crazy right
Dude,
there, man.
I can't believe you had his number and you called
Oh,
him.
man.
dude.
I had, man.
Your teacher.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me
Just
call
called your teacher,
man.
dog.
Let me call my teacher, Mr. Bass. Oh no, he's dead.
Did he,
My bad.
did he have a verse on something?
Yeah. He probably had a verse on Guns N' Roses' first demo tape.
He was on Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah,
He was on-
we got fun games. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
hilarious,
at first he was
bro.
Welcome to the Forest. He was like, what about Jungle?
Jungle.
Yeah. That was him, man. That is so crazy, bro.
Is that crazy? That was my
Yeah.
teacher.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm tripping out. You called him.
Oh, man. See how God
Yeah.
works? Yeah. That is crazy, though,
Big Boy's
man.
connected.
Yeah. Hey man, waistline. Hey man, but it's crazy because that's what we were talking about. How
Yeah.
the city is small. It's big,
Yeah.
but it's small at the same time, man.
Yeah. Yep. For
You
real.
know, and who would think that someone in Mr. Johnson's class with a
Yeah.
dream? Did you have a dream back then of being in entertainment, or did it seem
Yeah,
far
I-
away from you?
It seemed far away because, you know, when you grow up in these neighborhoods, it's like you're like maybe 9-10 miles away from Hollywood proper, but
Right.
it feels like 200.
Yeah, bro.
Because you don't know anyone.
We
like,
didn't
Yeah,
go
man.
anywhere.
Yeah, you stayed in your neighborhood. Like you
Yeah.
stayed in your neighborhood. Maybe you went to like I always say the most you travel is you went to another neighborhood swap meet.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey
like-
man, let me tell you, dude.
Yeah.
I remember when my brother was looking for a car, we would go and say, "Man, we're going to the valley."
Yeah.
You know, because the
Yeah.
valley sounded far.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we're going to the valley. And you got to think, you get so used to your surroundings.
Yeah.
Like, I remember one of my partners, man, when he would say he was going out of town, because we never went anywhere.
Yeah.
He was like, man, we're going out of town. And he was like, man, I'm going to be in San Diego. That was going out of
Yeah.
town
Yeah.
for us, man. So
Yeah.
let alone getting off the block.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, you know, once I got older, you know, I'd take the bus, go out to like Melrose, and I started driving early. I'd go hang out at Melrose. Look at all,
man.
You know, like when Melrose was full of graffiti.
It was like
and
a
all
different
that.
world,
a different
though.
world, right?
And you felt far.
You felt far, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I started driving young. My mom taught me when I was like 13, 14 how to drive.
That's that necessity driving.
Yes, that's what it was. Because my mom taught me when I was 13, 14, because she was like, if your grandma gets sick, take her to the doctor.
See, that's the necessity.
Damn.
And while you're over there, when you're coming back, grab some milk.
So true. Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
she would fall asleep. My mom would fall asleep. You know, she had work jobs and
man.
everything. And then I'd dip in the car and drive around the city.
Hey, man, hardworking family.
Yeah, hardworking family.
Yeah, you can
Mom
tell by
was a
how you
janitor.
work, too.
Yeah.
You say your mom was what?
Janitor.
Oh, man. Yeah, man.
Janitor. Just retired.
That's
Retired
beautiful.
About 2 years
It's
ago.
crazy when you see your family work like that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that puts something in you as well, man.
Yeah, it really
you know what
does.
I'm saying?
Gives you
Because
work ethic.
my mom, you know, she caught 3 buses to work, everything, bro. You know,
Yeah.
and that's just one of the things where it puts something in you.
Yep.
It puts something in you where you just like, man, I gotta grind.
Yeah, you gotta grind, man. And that's how it was. So it kind of always felt a little far away. You know, like it was crazy. It wasn't like, you know, growing up, I was like in Englewood High School, and like after my 9th grade year, DeFari goes out, and then he's on like the Chronic 2001. We're like, yo, that's crazy. That was our teacher.
Like,
But
dude,
like,
where's Mr. Johnson at?
yeah,
Did he just pop out on a lowrider bike with Exhibit?
yeah. And then, but you didn't really have like, you have people like, you know, kind of in those neighborhoods, you have people like that they go on and become like basketball players or football players. Like I think Paul Pierce went Englewood.
Yeah.
Paul Pierce went Englewood. I knew about that. I knew that Mac 10 went Englewood.
Yes, sir. From there, yep.
I knew that Mac 10 went Englewood High.
Sean Mitchell, a.k.a. Sean Wan. He has a gold medal performance, male enhancement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so many legends coming out of that area.
Legends.
Yeah, and you got to think like Sir. You know what I'm saying?
Sir,
and D Smoke, like and those that's bloodline, but yeah.
And then I feel like John Singleton grew up around there too, if I remember correctly.
Well, did John go to Washington? Did he go to?
I heard he went to Morningside.
Really?
At one point,
Okay.
but I could be wrong.
I could be wrong as well.
Yeah,
I could be wrong as well, man.
Because I know they filmed parts of Boys in the Hood around like over in the hundreds, like in Englewood.
Hey man, you could tell you from there when you say over in the hundreds. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, were you caught up in a robbery at the age of 11?
Yep.
Talk
I always tell
about that.
people the weirdest time I've ever had a gun pointed at me was I was like around 11. I was at a comic book store. It was the only comic book store in the hood.
You would think that's a safe place.
No, it wasn't. No. It was the only comic book store in the hood. It was called the CBC, the Comic Book Club, and it was right on the border between Englewood and South Central on Western High Park. And I went there with my friend Hector. We were in like maybe the 5th grade. We were just like, you know, buying comic books, looking at, and then this gangster dude rolls in there and holds the place up. Like, puts us at gunpoint, and I'm like, I'm at a comic book store.
Yeah, man. Like, dude, we can't go in a comic book store.
But what tripped me out was he was looking at the comic books on the wall, and I think he connected. Like, I don't think he was a comic book fan, but I think he connected. Oh, those must be worth something.
Yeah.
So he was like, give me that Incredible Hulk over there.
Yeah, man. And then that's when you start saying, I can't believe this place is getting robbed. This is ridiculous. I'm scared for my life.
I'm putting comic books under my shirt.
Hell yeah, man. Did I walk out with an early Superman? Yeah. Like, hey, sir, you probably want to get that one.
Yeah.
Get that one right there.
Get that Wolverine over there.
Yeah, get 2 of them.
Yep.
Get 2 of them. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, man.
So was the gun in your face?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Hey, get on the floor. We were all on the floor. Dude, like, took their money, racked a bunch of comic books that he thought were valuable. It just killed me, though, because it makes me laugh that of all places, the comic book store.
Like, man, so here I am buying roses for my wife.
Yeah, I'm
and a dude come in and rob the rose store.
Yeah,
like,
I'm over here being a nerd.
like, man, they don't bang, man. They read comic books.
I watched.
Who would think that was your most dangerous place as a kid?
Right.
You know.
I saw season 2 of this fool, and there's also a scene there where you get congrats, where you get robbed. Is it a liquor store?
Yeah,
and you're also getting a gun pointed at you.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Is that a reflection of?
Nah, because growing up, I'd been in a few. There's 2 other times I'd been in a store that got robbed at gunpoint.
I'm not going nowhere with
Yeah,
you.
what the?
You got this good thing, but you got this wuju on you too, bro. Nah, man.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's one of those
funny.
things when I'm waiting for him in the car. I'm like, oh man, they must be getting robbed.
That's how I know.
So you say 2 other times.
2 other times growing up. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. So, you know, it is what it is.
What dice did you roll?
I know, right?
Well, at least you make it out every time.
Yeah, I make it out every time.
And then he reflects back like,
I say, yes, sir.
Yeah.
You got it. Can I help you?
Hey, man, not knowing that in years to come, this would be a part, of something artistic.
Yeah,
Crazy. Yeah, man.
Yep.
Because I'm pretty sure with comedy, this fool, everything, that's life as well.
Yeah.
If it's not you, it's the reflection of things that's around you.
Yep.
It could be an uncle, aunt, a friend down the street, something in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people gravitate towards this fool.
Yeah, I think so too. I try to put a lot of elements of that in there. Like, in season 2, episode 1, we had an episode called The Rooster. And that was based off of just like growing up and living in different neighborhoods that like where like people had roosters.
Yeah, man.
And neighbors would get mad that you have a rooster. Like I was just at my mom's the other day in Englewood.
And literally wake you up though.
Yeah, yeah. And that was the whole episode was about that. Was that the rooster was going to cause a race riot in the neighborhood. And,
would you shut that motherfucking turkey up?
That was the whole premise of the episode. That one of the neighbors was like, came up to my character and was like, man, we're getting along now, but this rooster is tearing a fabric in this neighborhood.
Man. And you fry that thing up?
Go.
No, good Lord. Yeah. Hey, man, so how did you and Frankie Quinones, how did y'all meet?
Man, I met that cat around like 7-8 years ago, dude.
Really?
One of my best friends, man. Like
right.
a brother to me.
You could see that, man.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
And Frankie was already doing his comedic
he was doing
thing.
a good thing. He saw me on a show and like, I was doing a show here in LA over in Echo Park. And he was there just hanging out, watching. And then he came up to me, he was like, hey, I got a show next week. Do you want to feature? Like, you want to open for me? And I was like, yeah, I got it. Yeah, had me. And I had never done that much time. Like, I was maybe a few, like 2-3 years in.
How many minutes were you averaging?
I was doing at most 15 minutes. And then when I got to the club, I'm like, oh, how much time do you want me to do? Thinking he's going to go 10, 15. He goes, oh, do 25. And then I go, are you sure? And
he was like, man, I'm probably have to start doing some of your material.
I go, I'm going to start repeating myself. I'm just going to start over.
Yeah. Did I say this already? Oh, okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? That's unselfish and being extremely comfortable where you're at. Because in anything, there's a lot of gatekeepers. There's gatekeepers in music, in relationships.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to, comedy or just something that's, as far as entertainment.
Yep.
There's people that don't want to share because they still trying to get there too.
No, he was a good dude. He was a good. And then when I did that show with him, and he was like, "Hey, you want to do more shows when I hit the road?" And I go, "Yeah, man." And it was crazy. I used to open for him, and I used to sell his merchandise. I used to fold his shirts.
Do it all, huh?
Yeah,
crazy.
I used to tell him like, "Here are your numbers. This is what you made. This is the money that you made." I would go, this is how much I need in change tonight.
Wow.
I would fold all his shirts and everything, man.
Hey, man, but that's one of them things where I say you just add water. And that's a real relationship.
Yeah.
Like, whatever you need out of that, I could just go into it. I'm looking out for you. You looking out for me? Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember one time he was like, sell these shirts. And then I sold them. And then after a few times, I was like, dude, I think we need to keep inventory. You know what I mean? Like, I want to make sure you're my boy.
You had to tighten business up.
Yeah.
Like, we got a large church, right?
Yeah, we got a large. We need inventory. Like this, I would give him a breakdown of the numbers and everything.
But you know what's beautiful with Frankie as well is that because if you were doing that with me, I would have started decreasing your minutes. I would have been like, man, these shirts, man, and the inventory, and the color scheme that you told me, this is amazing. Yeah, man. I would have been one of those. I don't know if this comedy thing is for you. Man.
Yeah, you a shirt dude.
You are the merch man. The merch man.
Your comedy game is okay, but your merch game is impeccable.
Hey, man, before this fool, had you sold anything before or had anything?
Nah, man, I was.
Because we're talking about from hood to Hollywood. That's a hell of a distance, man.
Yeah.
And plus, we don't get a lot of the same opportunities of walking something in.
Yeah.
And getting a green light.
I think a lot of that had to do. I'd been doing comedy for about 6 years, and then I got hit up by.
Dude, I've been doing radio for 30 years. I still ain't sold the show. But go ahead, this motherfucker.
There's divide and conquer.
Yeah.
But I was doing about like 6 years, and then these dudes, friends of mine, who I looked up to, this guy named Jake Weissman, Matt Ingebrigtsen, and Pat Bishop.
Hey, dude, they sound like people that can do green light.
Yep.
What was the first name? Weissman?
Jake Weissman.
Oh, yeah. Jake gonna get you in there.
I always joke around. I used to joke.
Way more than an Alonzo. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I need to start having you take stuff in, Jose.
You need a Weissman in your life.
Yeah, man.
I used to call them I used to joke around and say, you guys are my white angels.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, you weren't joking. You know what I'm saying?
But those dudes hit me up and they were like, man, like we want to work with you on, because they had a show. They had their own show on Comedy Central called Corporate. Really funny show, and I was a fan of it. Those dudes knew me from stand up, and then they hit me up and they're like, hey, we should we want to work with you on something. And I said, all right, cool. And then they were like, we want to do like we like the way you talk about your life and where you come from, and we almost want to do like a version of Atlanta, like your version of Atlanta.
Right.
Like if you did Atlanta, what would it be like, you know? And yeah, that was it. And we started working together. And we used to pitch the show. Like a big inspiration for the show, one of the was Friday.
Yeah.
Friday was a huge inspiration.
You can feel just the neighborhood vibe as well, though. And you can look at characters and say, either that's me, or I know him, or that reminds me of such and such.
Yeah.
And it's very authentic, and you can tell that it's homegrown.
Yeah, and that's how it felt. Like, you know, I just admired what Ice Cube and was DJ Pooh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes,
what they
sir.
were able to do with Friday, and it's so timeless. You know what I mean? It feels evergreen. Like you could put it on now and laugh. You know?
And so you go in, man, and just being on other sides of it as well. Those things are hard to accomplish.
Yeah.
And hard to get a green light, hard to get in the room.
Yep.
But they understood it, and now season 2 is here.
Yeah, we have season 2.
Congrats.
We have 2 seasons out. Unfortunately, we were canceled, but you know, we got 2 seasons out, and I'm proud of it.
But you know what? And I think we talked about it when it was canceled, because the cancellation, we knew that months ago, right?
Yeah, months ago. Yep.
Yeah, and even with that, I'm like, man, there's such a lifestyle that I'm surprised that no one has picked it up. But also, man, there's so many more outlets too.
There's just a lot of outlets, you know. Like I felt like, you know, when I got canceled, I was disappointed, but also I didn't want to feel like a sore winner. You know what I mean?
Right, gotcha. Wow.
Because I was also, part of me was like, damn, I got to do something that like not a lot of people get to do, have a TV show, you know?
Yeah,
so
man.
I was just like, this is dope. I got to put out what I thought was 2 classic seasons, like that I feel proud of, that I can stand on.
And you did it.
Yeah.
And you did it your way too.
Yep. And I worked with dudes that I admired, Jake, Matt, and Pat, and then I got to work with like Michael Imperioli from The Sopranos was on the show.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I got to, you know, Frankie was my co-star on
dude,
the show.
how crazy is that for you and Frankie to have so much history?
Yeah, it was crazy.
And y'all probably had things that we haven't seen, like, man, same cars, same shows, selling the merch. You know what I'm saying? To being on set and damn near being on the casting call is number 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's crazy.
It would trip me out because Frankie used to take me on the road and he used to say, "Oh, one day you're gonna give me a job."
Right.
And I thought like he was just being nice.
Right.
You know. But
so you felt obligated.
I felt obligated.
Yeah. Damn, man. That's
the
thing.
I was trying to give it to other people, and they were like, "No, you got to give it to Frankie. He did you right for a lot of years."
You was
and
like, all right.
I go, did he? I used to sell his shirts.
Like, man, he kept me in inventory. And then one night, he didn't say it direct, but he felt like that $30 came up missing. But no, you know when you have somebody solid in your life, bro.
Yeah.
And you can do so many other things with that person.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, and that was that dude, man. Yeah, he's a special dude.
Hell yeah, man. And he's such a good person too, though.
Oh yeah.
He's such a good person, man. And you know what I love about what it feel like this wave of comedy is? It's so many people that I'm starting to see, Chris, that's like they're making it. And it's not just because, like, even with the Concretes of the world, the Valentinos, it's like also you have this tool of social media where you don't have to wait for a lot of the green lights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Decentralized it.
You could just go right on and put it out.
Yep. That's exactly what you can
Are
do.
you heavy on social media?
I'm all right on social media.
Right. But you're not skit guy on social media.
I'm not skit guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm always writing stand up and I'm always like performing at clubs and like I like putting up like jokes. Like,
do you ever bring
stand-up
your cat on
material.
stage?
I talk about my cat.
Yeah,
though. Me and my lady, we walk our cat.
Yeah. Oh, you one of them?
We one of them, man.
On a leash?
That didn't feel right. Them.
Yeah, you got to be careful with them and things and ours. You know? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy because I would see like the promos.
Yeah,
and
the
I'm
promos,
like,
yup.
man, this cat is selling tickets.
Selling tickets.
Yeah, this cat is selling tickets for him.
It walks on a leash, so I'm like, I gotta use this cat.
Yeah,
I gotta use it.
Even the
to
cat is
promote my
like,
shows.
man, you know I could do the merch too.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
cat's like,
you know,
yeah, put me on the merch.
Yeah, just put a mic around my head or something like that.
Yeah. Let me
You
get a
know?
10% split on this.
Man, and we're gonna be together, man,
Yep.
with Big Boys Comedy Fiesta.
Yep,
Thank
in
you so
Long
much
Beach,
for
man.
coming on board
Man,
too, bro.
thank you, man. And
I
it's
can't wait to see you in front of that crowd as well.
It's an honor to be here for real. Like I told my sisters, just shout out to my sister Rocio and Ruby. I told them that I was gonna be on the show, and they were so excited. I mean, we grew up here in LA, so
Yes,
like
sir.
you know, we grew up hearing you and seeing you on billboards.
Thank
and
you,
everything.
brother.
So it really means that
And
you're
look
a
at
real
us
LA
here together,
legend.
man, and we working
Yeah.
together now.
Yep.
You see how
That's
God works?
crazy.
Yeah, man.
Man, but thank you so much for signing on
Man, good looking
and
out.
giving us your talent as
Yeah,
well,
yeah, of
man.
course, man. I
Believe
appreciate
that.
it.
And I
Thank
wish you nothing but the best, Chris.
Yeah, good looking
Great
out, G.
spirit too, bro.
Thank you, man. I
you know,
appreciate
there's
that.
one thing to be funny, but there's one thing to be have a great spirit and good character, bro.
Man, good looking out, G.
Frankie Quinones, welcome back to the neighborhood.
Yeah, what's up, homie?
What's going on with you? Hey, man, when you do Creeper with Cholo Fit, even now, dude, you just do a whistle. Do you know you're doing that sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes it just comes out. On its own, homie.
Yeah, hey, man, but it's crazy, bro, because not only when we got a chance to really see like Creeper, Cholo Fit, and your comedy, bro, you have been continually working.
Yeah.
Like you stay extremely active, bro. Has that hustle always been in you?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
my pops, you know, he always had me grinding. Like, I couldn't do anything unless I was like pulling the weeds or stuff like that. And
Really though.
Yeah,
How
so-
was it growing up? And you've been in the neighborhood many a times, man. But
Yeah.
how was that growing up, bro?
it was cool, man.
Yeah.
You know, I have a mom and a dad. You know, they're still
Whoa.
married.
Oh, somebody bragging.
Yeah.
Wow, somebody's bragging.
You know, most of my homies don't, they don't got that, man.
Wow. But Ani, you and your mom and dad are together, right?
Yes.
Louis, mom and dad together. What
Together.
about you, Wacko? Mom and dad together?
They used to be.
Oh, yeah, see?
Yeah,
He's like,
a
what's
tear
today?
came down his eye. Homie. They
Yeah.
used to be.
Jose
My
and,
bad, Wacko.
me and Jose bringing the room down there. Wait, I guess it's the hater side over here. Believe that, man. Before comedy, what did Frankie Quinones do before comedy?
Oh man, I worked at I was doing like warehouse work, like
Yeah.
pallets, and I worked at a hardware store, and I was busting tables and delivering food.
Damn, you
Yeah.
did it all, huh?
Yeah,
Had you
nah.
always wanted to do the comedy thing, though? You know how there's no real money at first. It's like, man,
yeah.
this and that.
Oh yeah, nah. I mean, I was definitely grinding, but I was broke, man. But my mom and dad, they always had stand up on in the crib. You know, when they were
Right.
dating, they would go to the Hollywood Improv, the comedy store.
Oh, so it's in the bloodline, kind
they,
of.
Yeah, they always had it on in the house. They would let me watch it. So I was like, I found a sprinkler head in my dad's work truck, and I would pretend it was a
mic?
Yeah, they didn't have money for nothing like
Right,
that, so
yeah.
I pretend it was a mic, and I would do little shows for them just as a youngster. So, but it took me a minute. I was like 25, and I hit my first open mic.
It's crazy,
Damn.
man, because even recently, man, we had Chris Estrada in the neighborhood, and he said that he started getting down like when he was about 30.
Yeah.
So even before that, and you're at 25, there's a lot of life
Oh yeah,
before, because you would see people say, oh, you know, Eddie Murphy got on the stage, he started hitting the clubs, and Chappelle 14, and you hear
Yeah.
those kind of things, but at 25 and 30, you bring a different perspective into comedy.
right.
You know, but is it scary for you with having so much life before and then getting on the stage?
Nah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I was definitely nervous, man, the first time I went. It was like, you know, it's this open mic. There's like
Right.
6 people in the audience, but I'm like taking shots at tequila, like, all right, come on,
Yeah.
man, you got this. Oh, gosh. You know, my butthole's all clenched up. I'm just like, come on, brother, you're funny. Believe in
Talking
yourself.
to
Yeah.
yourself. All right, man, there's
Come
6
on,
people
man.
out there.
Pull it
Come
together
on.
on me. Come on. I know.
Yeah, these 6 people came to see you. Well, maybe not, but hey, man, and open mic nights, those are brutal nights.
Oh, yeah, homie.
Because for one, people don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't want to see you. They
Yeah,
definitely didn't come to see you unless it's like the homies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How long do you do open mics and things like that?
Oh, for a
That's
minute, man.
years.
Yeah, because they're not paying to be there. They're like,
Right.
whatever with you, homie. They're like, but so when you can make those people laugh, you're kind of on your way. And from there, I would get booked to do like shows at like restaurants, and you get like $100 and 2 free drinks. I was like,
Yeah.
oh man,
You like,
it's about to
man.
get popping, homie. I'm gonna blow up.
Hey, dude, you was like, man, if I could do 5 of these a month, That's $500.
Right.
Yeah, that's how you start to look at it, though.
Yeah, for sure, homie. I'd be like, all right, that's my cell phone bill right there.
Yeah.
We get this other gig. You know, you were doing it like that.
Hey, man, but that's a hell of tuition into the school of experience, too, because now you'll see people, and not to front on how people get in the game today, but there's social media, and you'll see some people, and they'll just start to do comedy, or they'll do a show,
Right.
and sometimes it doesn't last. But they don't know about that hard work of, writing material and driving and trying to do 2, 3, 4 clubs a night if you could. And, and maybe just getting on there. I know comedians, 25, 30, 50, $100, and it's like they get up for the craft and they're grinding at something.
Oh, yeah, homie. Yeah. There's no shortcuts, in stand-up.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You got to get up there and live it and breathe it and all that, man, and go
and
through the ups
if you take
and
the
downs.
shortcut, you'll figure it out. They'll figure you
Oh,
out.
yeah. You see those people, like the people you're talking about.
Yeah.
They got big on whatever social media platform, and then they go, but they don't really have an act. They sell out the place out.
Yeah, man.
But you're like, oh, man, you can see they don't have an act. They're just like, hoping for the best. And you're like, oh, this homie ain't doing the grind.
Hey, man, but while you doing the $100 restaurants, if you're lucky, you're still working.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
For sure, man. I was still grateful for every gig back then, but then 10 years later, I'd already been doing it 10 years. I'm 35, homie. I'm sleeping on my homie's couch. My family's kind of like, I was like the kind of the sinvergüenza, like the sinvergüenza, like the black sheep. I was like, man, this homie's 35, ain't got no kids. He's sleeping on his homie's couch. Like, get your life together, homie.
Yeah, it sounds crazy, huh?
Yeah. But I was but I always believed, homie, deep down. I was
yeah,
like,
but it's a trip, man. In real life, even the people that love you be like, man, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because
they're worried about you.
Yeah, you hear people that say, oh yeah, my mom or my dad told me they'll give me 1 year to, but really, if it wasn't you and you had to look at somebody else and you didn't have the dream, but if you were to look at somebody else and say, man, dude, 35, sleeping on his homie's couch, you would even probably be like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? But there's just something that we know that's inside of us, bro.
Right.
Yeah, and you can't do 10 years and then say, all right, I'm done. Because you already got 10 years in.
You're too deep in it, homie, yeah.
Yeah, when did you see it start to make a turn for you?
I think it was about 2016, homie, is when Cholo Fit went viral.
How did Cholo Fit start for you? And we've had this conversation.
Yeah. I mean, Creeper's based on my dad. My dad's an old school, he's had Chuck Taylor's, Dickies, always in a lowrider car club, always had the Lolo working out in the front. And his best friend, my Nino, was president of Viejitos Car Club out here, and then so I was always around that culture, but my dad's the most positive dude I know, man. Just, hey, mijo, treat people with respect, work hard, and, I'm like, all right, that's what's up. And so, we did Cholo Whisper, and that did all right. Got like 500,000 views, and people were like, gotta make the next one. And that's when Creeper got rescued from the CRS, the Cholo Rescue Services.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And a family took him in, but they were having problems with him, so they called him the Cholo Whisper to help him get acclimated.
Hey, man, had you was that the first outfit that you thought of was the cutoff sweats, the so-called wife beater, the corduroy house shoes?
Right. In Cholo Whisper, he was wearing the Dickies with the wife beater, but he was doing a little workout in the backyard already, so you saw a little sneak peek of it. So when I was working on the sequel to that, I was like, oh, I know he could teach a workout class in the backyard. And then so we did the cutoff sweats, the thing. It's like a $12 outfit, homie. And then he's going out there, and most of that was improv. We're doing the thing. And then we put it out. I thought it was funny, but, I was like, I didn't expect that. We put it out, and I woke up the next morning. I had messages from, like, Australia, Thailand. I was like, what? Like, fools that didn't even know what a Cholo was.
What did I upload last night? I was so tired and drunk. Oh, it was the right video. Yeah, it was the right video. That's crazy, man. Yeah. And it's wild because at some point when you're doing all that comedy, the work in the clubs, you didn't think that it was going to be a video that was going to go viral, that was going to also go with the hard work that you did.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, man.
Yeah, man.
I naturally storytell and do voices in my stand-up, so I started doing videos, and the first ones, they weren't great, homie. Like the first Creeper video is not great, but I finally got them dialed in, polished them up, and then when that went viral, it was like, I was able to sell tickets, so I had to develop a knack for Creeper because people didn't know that I was already doing stand-up for 10 years, So they saw me do stand-up. Oh, he does stand-up too. Like, it took him a while to connect the dots.
Hey, man, so you have to do Creeper on stage.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah.
You have to do characters on stage because that's what we gravitated towards as well.
Right.
Like, we enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But even with Creeper, man, years ago we did our Cholo Fit video. and my leg still hurts. So there's still a work. There's still some kind of healthiness to that. Don't get it messed up.
Oh yeah, it's a real workout, homie. Don't get it twisted. You know,
Hey man,
you'll be
but
hurting.
everything, bro. The walking up on somebody like you want to scrap, then putting your hands together and walking away and whistling, like it's such a perfect bit for you, bro.
Oh, right on.
And
Thank
then
you.
do some people not realize, but when you're not creeper, not how different you are, but damn, like wait, he doesn't have a mustache. He doesn't have
Yeah, I trip out when people still think that mustache is real. You know,
Yeah,
they're like,
man.
What? Like, you know, then sometimes people are like, nah, is it you? And then I have to like do the little
Right,
whistle
right.
over there. And they're like, oh, this is it, homie. Yeah.
I told you, beer on you. Hey,
But,
man,
yeah.
and talk to me also, man. This fool,
Yeah,
Hulu,
so-
man, Chris Estrada, you guys did an amazing job, bro.
Yeah,
Oh, right on.
congrats.
Thank you. That was a dream come true, homie. And then, you know, my mom and dad were so proud because it told our story, and we were able to get it on a big platform like that. And the most important thing was that for, you know, obviously for Chris and then for myself as well, was that we wanted to make it feel authentic as possible.
Hey, dude.
Because a lot of time you see our stuff on TV and it's like it misses the mark a little bit, whether it's the dialogue or the wardrobe. It's like, damn, they almost had it.
Hey, man, and
We're
that's what
like-
I was telling Chris as well, man. That's the whole FUBU thing, the for us, by us kind of thing. And people that look at it, you could look and say, man, that reminds me of this person. It reminds me of that. It reminds me of me. Like, it's authentic.
Yeah.
But you could tell, especially with you and really with Chris too, where it was cut from. It was cut from a cloth. So anybody that sit down and watch it, you don't see like the cheesy in it.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
because even some of our great movies, we'd look back and be like, whoa, that was kind of cheesy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even movies that we thought was like, oh man, this is it. You look back like, oh yeah, that was a little cheesy right there. But y'all did it y'all way too, though, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that just working with Chris Estrada, man, knowing that you guys had did so much together, just either on the road or sharing stages and mics, and you know what I'm saying? And pretty much with him in the neighborhood saying, man, you really were the person that looked out for him. And he said that one day you told him that, you know, one day you probably may give me a job.
I always told him that, man.
That's crazy,
You know,
right?
because we were on that road grind where we weren't making much money, but I had enough to bring. But we had to share hotel rooms, and you know, we were up in each other's business all the time. And you know, every time after a show, man, he would go right back to the room, get on his laptop or in the hotel lobby. I mean, he was grinding. I could see it in him. You know, I'm like, And even if you see him do 10 minutes, you could see a show in it, especially when he first started. I'm like, there's a show right there. And so I was like, man, you're gonna give me a job one day. We're flying all these places, and it was an honor to be able to bring a young homie like that was killing it.
Hell yeah.
And he was smashing, you know. And then I was just like, you know, that show was like 4 years in the making, you know.
Right.
All these people, other homies got attached to it, producers, and Fred Armisen stepped onto it. And then, but you know, it was ready when it was ready to pitch, and there was like 4 offers, and you know, so it was a dream come true, homie. And
I
then
heard
was like,
that. How was that working on there? And like I was telling Chris, man, like just being on the call sheet, being called, you know, number 1 and 2 or something.
Yeah, man, it was a trip, homie. I mean,
Yeah.
like, it was like, you know, once we knew it was going and that I got the job and all that, it was time to get to work, you know. So
Right.
I fully like.
And what do you mean by I got the job? He couldn't just walk you in?
No.
damn.
They had to be approved and all that. Like, even some of the producers were like, you know, we knew we wanted you to be part of this show, whether it was a writer or on the screen, whatever. But in the first, in the preliminary stages of it, the network wanted a more on the nose, like tall, tatted out, tough thug for the role of Luis.
Right.
You know, and then they started having me reading for the part, and I thought, okay, maybe they're helping me punch up this character, or whatever. But then they were like, nah, man, like, you know, they wanted me to read for it. And then Jonathan Groff, one of the producers, was like, yo, he's bringing like a Joe Pesci vibe, like it's unexpected and it's funny, and
Right.
you know, and so, but you know, God bless the people that finally okayed me, but most of them were like, we love Frankie, but we don't see it.
Damn.
But I knew that I could play this character, you know.
Right.
Chris knew it too, because he knew how I grew up and all that, and he knows my cousins, and you know, he knew I had stuff to pull from.
Yeah, and you
know
could
what I'm
tap
saying?
in. Yeah, hell yeah.
And so he believed in me. He had to fight for me, and finally they did it. And then we obviously killed it. We got rave reviews. I got nominated for a Spirit Award.
Go ahead now.
And all those people that didn't believe me, they called me and messaged me like, hey, man, you know,
Hey, sorry
thank
about
you.
that.
Yeah. Sorry about
Well,
that. We
I
didn't
guess
see
you
that,
did.
but
I guess it did work. And I'm calling to let you know that I lost $100. And I'm paying the person right now. They wanted to FaceTime you, but the call is humiliating enough. Yeah, but it's crazy. You never know what the so-called Hollywood is looking for.
Right.
But we know what Hollywood is looking for.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a total difference, bro.
Right.
Believe that. Have you been out on the road a lot?
Yeah, homie. Like
You stay busy, huh?
Yeah, I try not to do like when Cholo Fit first went viral. I was like, I was excited to get on a plane and go do gigs. But I ran myself to the ground. I mean, I was gone every weekend, and I was touring with my boy Craig Robinson also. So I was gone every weekend, and then I was just catching myself just like I'm living out of my suitcase.
How do you find yourself? How do you tell yourself you need to slow down? Because we in a get. Especially at one point when we had not either nothing or not a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know you had to be running yourself through the ground.
Oh, for sure, homie. Because you go from being broke to all of a sudden you're making money. You're like, you're trying to get it.
Hell
like, all
yeah.
right, cool. This is my window opportunity. But then, you catch yourself. You're like, oh, Frankie got to take care of Frankie. And Creeper,
man.
Like,
yeah, hell yeah, you got to take care of all of them.
Yeah, so like I got to
Jesus
chill,
Christ,
homie.
I got a dress back here too. Lord have mercy, man.
I'm living all these lives, homie.
You got to put yourself first for real, bro.
Yeah, so I had that little wake up moment, and I slowed stuff down. But luckily, when you have some money financially, you're able to take those breaks and be like, all right, cool. I don't need to, chase his money as hard or whatever.
Do you have any kids, Frankie?
No.
Oh yeah, so you can. Yeah, so you was really grinding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's the personal and the family grind.
Yeah, so I was grateful for that, because I saw a lot of my peers, that they have to juggle those things, like having kids, having baby mamas. Yeah. You see people like, damn, that dude's funny, but then he got 3 baby mamas. Okay, I can see why it slows him down a little bit.
Yeah, and he probably only funny on stage.
Yeah.
As soon as he say thank you, good night. You good? Yeah. I'm good. That's when you start booking shows just to be gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like man. Yeah. I'll go out to Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
I'll get on out there.
Go to Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah. But they'll cover everything, right? Okay. There's no pay, but they'll cover it. Okay.
But I could be gone.
Yeah. I'll go. How do you handle the road now?
It's good. I mean, I'm not gone every weekend. I do like a couple weekends a month. And then
look at him. Someone's changed.
Yeah.
Success.
I stay in 5-star hotels now when I go on the road, so that helps.
Different thread counts big. And, what were you saying, Louis?
Early check-ins, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
late checkouts.
Late checkout,
Well, my American Express Platinum card, I get early check-in.
Yeah, and I get that, and I get $100 resort fee, and early check-in, 4 p.m. checkout, $60 towards breakfast. It's very nice. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different life, huh?
Yeah. But those things do help out.
Yeah. And you work for
Get your own room, you get a nice bed. You're like, all right, cool, you sleep good.
You're ready.
You're ready for
you ever
the show.
steal a pillow from a hotel still? Man, I'm known for still knocking towels, bro. And don't let me like a sheet because that thing would be this like that like daylight. I'm gone with it, bro.
You bring an extra little bag just to
you thought I did?
Bring the sheets on.
Yeah, or even the sheets, you know how to flatten them out very well. You can still close your suitcase up. Allegedly. Yeah, that's what I heard. Are you in a relationship right now, Frankie, if you don't mind my asking?
Yeah, I am.
You got a significant other?
Yeah.
I heard
She's been a homie for a long time. We've been off and on for a long time.
I can tell by the way you said she's been a homie for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been. I mean, come on, big. Like, man, don't we have a show to sell? Like, man, like,
why are you bringing up on my personal?
Yeah, man. Like, all right, Dr. Big. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, you've changed. You could tell you went to therapy. Like,
and what are the problems in your relationship?
Talk to us about that, man. Did you see Trump getting the assassination?
Oh, yeah.
That was crazy, huh?
Wild.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
My man, dude, it was like a little net. My man took
reaction.
that.
Yeah.
Then my man put his hand up like, oh.
At first, I thought it was staged. I'm like, oh, he had a ketchup pack, and he put it on his ear, And then,
right now, people still think that is staged.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking with my trainer yesterday. He was like, you see how nobody moved? And I was like, yeah, that's strange. This
But I think
strange.
it's because they thought it was fireworks or something. Because, they had that picture with the bullet.
Oh, yeah.
Whizzing by.
Yeah, they had the picture circled. I'm like, man.
Yeah. But I don't know. Some people are like, no, that's Photoshop.
I want to tell you, man, I've been shot at a few times in my life. You know what I'm saying? Quite a few. And I'm going to tell you straight up, man, I don't know if I'm going to hit the podium the next day.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even if they down, dude, I'm like, man, I don't know who he was rolling with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Got a little network of homies.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, somebody mad because he didn't get it, but it show you where the world is at right now.
Oh, man, it's wild, homie.
The world is crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even that dude was probably like, man, I'm going to wait till this Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef stop.
Yeah.
And then I'll go.
Let me catch this.
But you know what's crazy? What's crazy about that too, Frankie, is around that same time, we were talking about so many things to concentrate on.
Oh yeah.
And I'll save the last thing that you said, Lou, so you can say it again. But I was like, dude, We lost Dr. Ruth Westheimer.
Yeah.
You know, at the age of 96, Shannon Doherty. We lost.
Right.
And then there was one more death that was right there. It was Dr. Ruth.
Richard Simmons?
Richard Simmons. Yeah, Richard Simmons. And then we were saying we had other things to concentrate on, like.
Yeah, we didn't even finish the Eminem album.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
right.
To listen to the whole album.
Like, Jesus Christ. And then
Yeah, I gotta
Trump,
listen to that too, man.
Then Trump get clipped in his ear.
Jesus Christ.
Hey,
I mean,
man.
it feels like we're in a show, man. Something's always popping. You
I know,
like,
man.
Simulation, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hey, dude,
man.
I
Like,
wonder sometimes too, Frankie, is it more things happening or more things just in front of us now?
I think there's a lot of definitely that, like the
Yeah.
social media things. People are like, oh my gosh, the hate on this, the hate on that. I'm like, no, it's because now you're just seeing it on
You're
social
seeing it
media.
more,
but,
man.
but I mean, these big things though, like the assassination attempt, and I mean, that's legit. Like,
Yeah, you hadn't seen an assassination attempt, and no one's seen it in their lifetime here, kind of. But yeah, since Ronald Reagan.
yeah, I was alive for that. I'm showing my age.
Yeah,
but,
no. When I said some of them ain't seen, I was doing like this.
yeah.
You know, I definitely didn't say I. You know, even Wacko was like, no, I was alive. Hey, dude, Wacko don't even respond or do anything with the interview. But when I said that, he just raised his hand real quick.
I was there.
Yeah, he was like, I wasn't there, but I was alive.
Just like it was yesterday. I remember.
Yeah, man, but that's crazy. It's a different sign of the times, man.
Yeah.
Man, are you on social media a lot, or you just kind of jump on to do what you got to do?
I mean, I jump on to do what I got to do, but
Yeah.
lately, I get in the little wormholes of,
man.
TikTok.
Yeah,
I'll be
man.
looking up this and their friend, and then next thing you know, I'm like looking up their babysitter's uncle trip to Tahoe. Like, I don't even know these people, man.
Like, man, so that's what Stephanie look like now.
Yeah, you see how many kids, people you went to high school with, like how they do
man.
it?
Where did you go to high school at, Frankie?
I went to high school in Ventura.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
805 Ventura?
Yeah,
Like, okay.
I was born here in the valley, and then we moved to Ventura County. We moved to Oxnard, and then I went to this school in Ventura. Yeah, and then I lived in San Francisco for a long time.
Damn.
By myself. I have relatives up there. That's why I started doing stand up. Then I moved back to LA in 2011. Yeah.
Really? How long were you in the Bay?
For like 10 years, man.
Really? Though,
Yeah.
what took you up to the Bay?
I went up there to go to school, and then I kind of just wanted to get away from here. And
Right,
then, all my homies were kind
Probably
of
save your
working
life, too.
construction,
No,
having kids. Yeah. All my homies were like getting into stuff, or they were like working construction, having kids, and I'm like, man, I'm not ready for that,
Right.
Like, so I went up there, and and then I started doing stand up up there.
Really
And
though?
I took it far as I could up there, and then came. Yeah, so all the comics in LA, I was like the Bay comic, but I'm like, no, homie, I'm from down there.
Oh
but,
yeah.
But
I just came up here
but,
because
it was
I
cool,
don't want to
though.
work construction
Yeah, I don't want to work
and
construction.
have a family and kids.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it was cool, man. So I came back and when I took it as far as I could up there, but it was cool. I was able to give LA comics stage time up there.
Gotcha.
And then we would trade stage time, and then finally I came
How long
down.
you been in the game? Like even just kind of just getting in and
I started
doing
in
open mics?
like 2006, 2007. I started going
Damn.
open mics. Yeah, so it's been like what 17, 18 years.
yeah.
something
So you're gonna be doing your 20 years soon.
yeah, homie.
Wow.
That's crazy,
It's
right?
crazy, yeah. And there's some people that still don't know I do stand up.
Yeah,
Like, they
man.
just know me as an actor. Like,
Hey, dude,
like-
yeah, because you constantly introducing yourself.
yeah.
Like literally, I've been in radio. This is my 30th year, right? There's some people that just started listening to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I
yeah.
can't go and say, oh, well, you missed this and you missed Mr. Sister and phone tap. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
It's about where they pick you up from.
Right.
You know, and you're getting a lot of people now that's picking you up. Like, I'm pretty sure, like you said, you had to tell people, like, nah, I've been doing stand-up for a minute now.
Yeah, I made it. Homie, yeah. So, yeah.
But it's working for you, too, though.
Oh, yeah. And
Hell
I'm
yeah.
grateful. I'm grateful for the path and all that. It makes
Hell
you
yeah.
appreciate when you get the wins,
Yeah,
You
man.
really appreciate it, man, because you live in all them times you stayed in those cockroach motels and then just being broke, man. It's just,
Hell yeah.
But I'm grateful that I was like able to feel that hunger and really want
What
it.
do you do to relax, though, when you're not on stage?
Ah, man. I like running, and
Really?
I actually got to work out. Otherwise, Creeper is supposed to be a fitness instructor. Like
That's true,
the
dog.
pandemic, homie, I gained 19 pounds and fools were calling me out. They're like,
Oh, really?
fitness instructor, fool looks like a burrito with arms and legs. And
Yeah, I do. I'm not really a fitness.
You gotta
But you know what?
commit.
You got the big homies that's always. So you ever have any of them homies? They like fluff. They like fat and buff.
Oh, yeah, of course.
like
Homie, we
flabby
all
and
got
buff.
that
You're
one,
like,
yeah.
dude, you're fuff. What are you
Yeah.
talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
they got buff arms, but like they got the panza coming out. That's
yeah, like, oh, this is good.
Like, oh,
but
yeah,
but
I'm on
people
swole,
calling you
homie.
out on social media.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's funny.
And you
though,
put.
yeah.
I love how you said 19 pounds. You didn't round that up at all.
Nah, homie.
My man didn't say,
didn't
man,
make it
I
to
put on
20.
like 20 pounds, man. My man was like, dude, this is where I'm cutting it off.
Yeah.
This is it, you know. Like, man, this is Cholo Fat now. I'm going
Cholo Fat.
Yeah, this is gonna be so totally different, man. You know. So, what did you do during the pandemic? Because it wasn't no real stage work and stage time.
Oh,
what was
man.
your pivot?
Oh man, it was not a good time for me.
Yeah, I know.
You know, because I had idle time and I kind of had money at the time, so it was bad, homie. I started drinking. I started partying, and
having them
doing
gatherings you weren't supposed to have. Just come out of the house.
Yeah, no, I was just I was by myself, you know, and I was trying. My family was even like, I had just come from the East Coast, you know, and I landed, and it was like, you know, I was like, you know, trying to go kick it with them, but like, yo, well, you got your abuelito here. He's 93. Like, you've been at comedy clubs and airports. Like, you just keep your ass at the crib, you know.
So you say you started drinking more or drinking?
Yeah. Started drinking, and like a lot of people did, but
Hey, dude, was it Jay Valentino? Who was that told us?
Jay
Valentino said during the pandemic he fell off of his sobriety. He's back on.
He relapsed.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, he relapsed. Yeah, man.
Oh,
it was a lot going on at that time. And plus, you know, looking back, we would say, oh man, we took it like this, but we were in the moment, and we never seen nothing like that in our lives, bro. We didn't know how to react.
I didn't know I couldn't deal with myself. I mean, I was just sitting there by myself. I need interaction. I need people. We had the little Zoom shows. They were depressing.
Oh, man.
You know, we did it. We did the interviews.
Dude, yeah. Hey, dude, I remember I told them when we did the Zoom show and we did one of those shows where, you know, you're in the truck and people blow their horn. Yeah. I was like, dude, I never want to do those again. I was like, whatever this is, I'm just going to have to wait. I'm just going to have to wait it out, man, because, and I'm a people person too, bro. And I even told Jose, I was like, man, I said, I miss people.
Yeah.
I miss people coming up and hugging people. Like, it was a crazy time, man.
Yeah. Like, I need that homie to be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, so,
hell yeah.
I got weird for a little homie real quick, right?
Yeah. He's like, I'm weird for a homie. Like, yo, homie, real quick.
Yeah.
Like, real quick, man. I think when they shut us down by 4 days later, I was a mess. Yeah, I was a mess, man. I love how when you look back now and you'll see certain things that people let get out, like DJ Khaled let a picture get out where he was all gray and his beard was all messed up. Yeah. And that's just the way people were looking.
Yeah.
But now you look back like, damn.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't have let that image out. Yeah, man. That was wild, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's good to see people. And you hear so many people, Frankie, saying we're back outside. Oh, we outside. But we really are.
Oh, yeah.
They do. Now you look, like now I'll be at an event and I'm like, man, is anyone wearing a mask now? And I was literally in the store and it was this dude that came up to him and he was wearing a mask. And I remember my wife mask shamed him after he left. She was like, baby, yeah, he was shaking your hand and, you know, why was he wearing a mask?
And then, she thought he was sick.
Yeah, okay, now it's like if you didn't wear a mask a few years ago, it was like, oh, you got to put on a mask.
Yeah.
Now you put on a mask, you're like, because my son's game over the weekend, his coach had a mask on, and I was like, man, what's going on?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's a little cough? What's up?
Yeah, it's but still now you cough, man. We still don't say excuse you first.
Right. We step away. Yeah.
And then you're like, God bless you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I was in the clear over here first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What you got going on other than comedy?
Oh, man, other than comedy?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't know, man.
Comedy's my life.
Yeah, it's everything, man. We're writing, producing, working on, obviously always working on stand-up. But, yeah, man, just kicking it.
Hey, man, you say you run?
Yeah.
You get out and run, like, how often?
3 to 4 times a week.
Really,
around
though?
5 miles, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You have a car, though, right?
What do you mean, a car?
You just running to run?
Yeah, just run to run, homie, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Just
Like
run
to the
run.
store?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
get
this is for your health?
Yeah, homie, just pretty much. Just because, I'm like, I get like meditative though. I'm not like on the Fitbit and like, oh, it was my calorie burn and all that. I'm just like, I'm just like, I'm thinking about positive things, because it generates that. I'm moving my body. All right, we're gonna get this.
Have you always been a runner, or you just kind of?
I've been doing it for a minute. Yeah,
like how long?
Let me see. I think I started when I was like 20. I mean, I was always played sports and all that.
Right.
But then
what
when
kind
that
of
was
sports
done,
did you play?
I mostly played baseball. Yeah.
Really though.
And then I was into that. And then, but when I couldn't do that no more, I just, I was like, I need to do something. And then I ran. So,
damn,
but at first I was smoke weed, take like a, smoke
and
a
then
blunt,
run?
smoke. Yeah. And then I'll go on my job. What's up?
Yeah, that defeats the purpose.
Yeah. But now I don't do that. Yeah, I just run.
Yeah, that's like
now.
eating a burger at the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, but I can tell you, when I work out, I'm literally in there, and I'm like, dude, when I get out of here, I am so hungry right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm so hungry. Do you pay a lot of attention to your health now?
Yeah, I tried to, man, because I'm getting older now, homie. I'm
Right.
in my 40s, and I got to be doing all these cholo squats and all that. I got to be putting ointments on after the meet and greets and
Hell
stuff.
yeah.
Like,
Even George
yeah.
Lopez was like, man, you know that lowrider squat that he do? It was times when he was leading me through. It was like, big, these squats are getting harder, man.
Yeah.
These lowrider squats are getting harder. Now he just come out and just point like, y'all know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all know.
Yeah.
Man, y'all know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm doing.
Yeah. How Jose said, y'all can just look at the video real quick.
Yeah. A little presentation here.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
Y'all seen this part. But yeah, aging is a mother effer, boy.
Oh yeah, boy.
Hell
so
yeah.
I gotta watch what I eat, But I still get after it.
You know
I
what,
love
dude?
to eat.
Watching what I eat was always bad for me, especially when I was at my biggest.
Oh.
Yeah, because I used to weigh over 500 pounds.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
even then, I would watch what I eat. I would like watch the burger and watch the chicken. And watch these biscuits. I would watch everything, and I would like,
just go right in my
Where
mouth.
we going with this?
and I think
Look at that.
falling in love with watching the food, that was bad for me, man. I would watch it cook.
love it.
Even times when they would be like, sir, you got to get out the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? I would be in restaurants like, oh my God.
The table's over there, sir.
Tables.
Just in the soup like.
I'll take it to myself. I'll take it to my table.
Yeah. I don't know how long it's gonna be sitting up here before the waiter comes. Sir, your table's over there. Yeah,
Get back from behind the counter,
Trust
sir.
me, we're gonna bring it to you. All righty. Is there some problems? Yeah, I just noticed we kind of ordered the same thing, but it looked like a couple more fries are on here. Yeah. Are you guys racist here? And before, when I lost the weight, there was no such thing. We didn't have a title called fat shaming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because now I would use that to my advantage. I'd be like, dude, when I came here the other day, or such and such burger is bigger, or how big is that? You know, like, are you guys fat shaming? Yeah. Hey man, but how do you deal with this so-called cancel culture? Because your mental editor got to be working too now.
Yeah, homie. It was that got weird for a little moment. It was tough for comics. You're kind of walking on eggshells up there for a little bit, you know. And,
man.
But I don't know. I think it's getting to a better place now.
Yeah,
People kind of got like, all right, we've had enough. Like, and as comedians, homie, like, first of all, we're joking. We're telling jokes.
That used
we're
to be
not
the
saying
safe
like
place.
Yeah, we're not saying, hey, this is how you should live your life. We're telling you jokes.
Yeah.
So when people like took it all serious and this, it's like, come on, man. Like comics especially should be safe from that because we're
a pass, bro.
Yeah.
I remember one time after the Twin Towers 9/11. I remember when the first live Saturday Night Live came on, and it was like, how are they going to kick this off? And then it was like, well, can we be funny again?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what you needed. And funny comes from also, man, where you're like, damn, can I laugh at that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you would laugh. And I trip off when people get mad in the comedy club.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, damn.
I've seen it. Yeah, they get up and walk out. Or
like you're mad in the comedy club.
I'm so offended.
Yeah, man.
Like, yeah, you don't belong in a comedy club.
Yeah,
you know?
And
Especially
that's
at
when
the front.
yeah, exactly.
Especially at the front.
I'm so offended. Be like, you know you look like that when you came in here.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't think you was honestly gonna be material, right? Or they want you to know something about their cousin that you've never met. I have a cousin that's like, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But you knew it. You shouldn't have came to the show.
Yeah, and we're joking, homie.
Right?
You know, it's like,
man. Yeah. Have you ever had anybody that stood up and said something to you?
Yeah, it's been a while though. Usually I get just like when people speak up at my shows because I don't really attack the crowd. I'm not really telling the crowd. I'm just telling my story and doing the jokes. But like it's usually like people that are wasted, homie. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah. And then at that point, everybody
they
wants
would have
them to
did it
leave,
anyway.
You know? Yeah. It's like,
they would have
can't
did it
even
anyway.
understand what you're saying.
The reason why
homie.
I was asking because we got 2 great comedy shows coming up with Big Boys Comedy Fiesta. I was just gonna yell something from the crowd.
Like, we got a heckler. Yeah, it's big.
Yeah. Be like, man,
But that's big?
Dude, you come back like, man, effing asshole out there. And be like, you know that was big, right? What?
It's his show, man. We gotta let him do what he wants to do.
Man, like, he was trying to stand up early on, and he kept getting booed off. So he booked all the good comedians so he can do that to them.
Oh my gosh!
Can you imagine? Hell yeah! Like if I booked y'all and I really hated y'all.
Yeah, dog.
Like, man, give it up for Felipe Esparza. This motherfucker.
Yeah. Come out and end their set before it's like time.
Hell
And that was Frankie Quinones.
Right before the punchline. Like, give it up.
Oh my God.
That's my dude. All right. Yeah.
Or as soon as y'all clear the stage, look at that little ugly little motherfucker over there, right? Every time after y'all drop the mic, come out and just shit on y'all show. Like,
You ever seen a Mexican uglier than that?
What was he wearing?
Coming up next, we got an even better comedian.
Yeah. Now let's bring our headliner out because definitely wasn't Frankie. Hey, dude, by the second show, you be like, I'm not coming out for the second show, man. Like,
Big treats people, man.
like,
Book
yeah,
us to
man.
roast us.
Like, Big is a failed comedian. Like,
Oh my God, that's so
like,
funny.
man, he's not like us.
That's such a
Like, he want to be us.
that's such a skit right there.
Yeah,
A
man.
failed comedian
Hell
who
yeah.
produces the comedy.
Or come out and tell your biggest joke. or
Does your material.
when you going into your last joke,
Oh, man.
or you say a joke, and I have a live mic, you're like, that wasn't funny.
You have a live mic in the audience.
I have a live mic. Boo! Boo! Come on, you guys. Come on.
Can't
Oh,
believe I
am
booked
I
this guy.
alone? Am I alone? Like, Jesus Christ.
No.
Jessica, did his check clear? Oh, sorry about that, you guys. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I didn't know. I didn't review his material. I didn't know he was going to come out and do that. But let's do this. Let's get back to the funny. You know? Yeah, that's like Smooth Hater.
The smooth
Hey, man,
hater.
because everybody hates now, bro.
Oh, man.
Hey, did you get any hate off of like Creeper, off of Cholo Fit?
Oh yeah, homie. But you know, it was like a very small percentage.
Right,
Obviously,
yeah.
95%
But you know,
of it is
Trip,
good.
that
but-
small percent sometimes hit you too hard. You
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
know, you got to know how to deal with
especially in the beginning, you know,
Yeah.
when I wasn't used to it.
Right.
So you take it like it'll like affect me, like my day.
Right.
You know, I'm a
That's
you
real
know,
talk.
I was a
Louis.
sensitive artist.
Louis.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, yeah.
100%.
Please, dude,
dog.
that laugh was
I'm
real
sorry,
bad.
bro.
Like this dude trying to be serious, like it hurt me. Like, yeah,
See
man.
it, though, dog.
So anyway, man, I had to get on stage and my aunt had just passed. No, that's hilarious. Yeah, early on, because you got to know how to deal with that and put it in a compartment and then say, man, you know what? Yeah, but you got to get there.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
You had to work on that, man. Because you know you're putting your heart and soul into this
Yeah.
art. You know, and I have been doing it so long, and it takes people 20 seconds to hate.
Yeah, man.
And you know they affect. I'm like, oh, you took it too serious though. Obviously,
Yeah.
I started talking to my mentors, and they're like, hey man, one of my boys told me he goes, hey, you got to look at yourself. He's like, is there anything that anybody could say that's going to stop you from doing what you're doing? I said, no. He's like, what are you tripping on then? He's like, you're like an army tank. You're going to take some bullets, but you're going to keep going. So you might as well, just brush that aside.
That's when I would have told him, you're sending those messages.
Yeah.
Like, you bastard.
Wait, was that you? Yeah.
What were the comments though? Because I see a lot of comments, like even on any of your pages, like, "Oh, that's so on point. Oh, that reminds me of my cousin."
Yeah.
But did you get that's not Cholo enough, fool?
Hey, dude, but
Yeah,
it'd
like,
be
that's not-
100 great ones, and it'd be
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one.
It'd be the one. It'd be like it's a very small percentage, but. And some of those people, I'm glad that the haters have those outlets now, because before, I don't know, or what would happen if they don't?
Right.
People create those burner accounts just so they can go on and hate.
Yeah, man.
Like they schedule it, okay, at 4:30, I'm going to log in here
Yeah.
and get my hate on, and then they feel good. It's like
Yeah,
a
I feel
release.
so much better.
Yeah. So it's like, that's the
And
trick.
but you said it right, man, because they walk away, and you keep it with you. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like you keep it with you. Like it really could mess up your day.
Yeah.
And they just like,
Yeah. It's just, a lot
and
of
then
people
see you
are,
out and ask for a picture.
Right, exactly.
You
Exactly. But there's a lot of people they're just unhappy with their lives, and they got a lot of regrets, and they want to take it out. They need
Hell
an
yeah.
outlet to take
Yeah,
it out
man.
on other people.
Yeah.
So you try to just brush it off.
Smiles
but-
bring smiles and frowns bring frowns,
Right.
man.
But
Unhappy
yeah.
people want
Yeah.
other unhappy people. Just keep laughing at them.
Yeah, gotta keep laughing. But Louis, you said about Creeper. Yeah, there's some
Yeah.
people be like, oh man, he's that's bad for raza or whatever. But
Right.
I'm repping it.
The
You know,
leader
I'm
of the
like, yeah.
Mexicans. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, dog.
Wait, what'd you say?
The
Lou?
leader of the Mexicans, bro. He's out there, dog.
When they hit you up?
Hell
Oh yeah, they act like they're speaking for all raza.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we don't feel this is right.
Right.
Like, we, homie.
Like, yeah.
Where's the union at? What's
Well,
going on here?
I guess I gotta stop this.
Yeah.
All right. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan 35612.
Yeah.
He hit me
real.
up, man.
User
You know?
359165.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Look at this dude. Yeah, he has no post. You know?
Hell no.
And he's private.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta listen to this guy's words. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Gosh.
I love when people talk shit and then you go to their page and be like, God first. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Positive energy. God first. Live life. Live, love, laugh. And all like, what? Homie? He said it the most hate.
I'm like, what is this? Like, man, who created this account for you? Like, Jesus Christ, man. Frankie Quinones, thank you
my
for coming
gosh.
into the neighborhood, bro.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Oh, man,
Appreciate
thanks,
it.
It's
Frankie.
always a pleasure, man. And we got to do another like Cholo Fit.
Oh, yeah,
for
yeah.
sure, dog.
Let's plan it out,
Updated
man,
one.
and
Yeah,
and
for
let's
sure.
get an updated one, man.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
do
write,
that.
let's write one. And
Hell yeah, man!
Prepare it. I'll prepare it.
And
yeah.
bring, have you do in your skits? Do you have a matter daddy in your skits?
Oh.
A what?
A matter daddy? Do you have
What's
one?
that?
What?
A matter, daddy?
Nothing's the matter. What's the matter with you? Ah, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. What's the matter, daddy? Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Frankie Quinones in the neighborhood, Big Boy's neighborhood.